Good morning, everybody. This is your daily traders discipline for our kickoff day, July 14, 2025. I want to say thanks to all of our founding members for attending, and I'd love your feedback as to whether or not this feature is something you find useful. So go ahead and try it for a few days or a couple of weeks, and if you like it, great, let me know. Because what we want to do is make everything that's included in here of real value to you as a trader. So, with today's daily discipline, let's get right to work. Here's today's quote: if everything seems like it's under control, you just aren't going fast enough. And that's from auto racing legend, F1 world champion, IndyCar racer Mario Andretti. Uh, as far as trading is concerned, when we talk about control and being in control and getting the best possible rate of return that we can from our equity, and that has to do with discipline and management of our resources properly. All of those things are true, but there's a part of that that if we're not careful with, we're going to miss where the true fascinating experience can be in this business. And that is finding out where the limits really are. Um, just to give you a story from my own life, when I was a young man, I wanted to do this. I thought this was a very apropos quote because when I was younger, I wanted to be a regular full time racing car driver. And my initial instruction in single seaters I took in Europe, in France specifically, and it was an amazing experience to drive at speed and be in control. And then in control a little faster, and you're learning a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Well, at one point, I felt like I had it nailed. Except there were guys that were continually faster as time went on, and I couldn't seem to improve. And my instructor, who was actually probably one of the best guys ever. In fact, he wrote a book with Mario Andretti on racing, Gilbert Penalt. Um, he said that you're just not going fast enough. He says you are comfortable in the car, which is good, but you're not pressing your limits. You don't know where the edge is. You don't know where the car's edge is. You don't know where you can get faster at when to make an input on the steering or braking or on your accelerator. You could do better and push your limit. So I tried that, and it. I thought everything was going to fly. I thought I was going to kill myself. Everything was flying off. I was off the rails. I couldn't stay really focused. But I learned some things, and after a while, I learned that the key to pushing my limits is to get right to the edge of where I think I'm at my absolute best I can be, and then just inhale a little bit more. Can I go that distance? And what I discovered over a period of time is that what I thought was the best I could do was really just a starting point for how well I could really do something. And I still take that attitude with my daily market presence and my trading, is that I want to get to where I've never been before. Well, how am I going to do that? By flying off the rails if I have to, by getting all the way to the edge of my ability. And I'll give you an example of what I mean by this. When you're trading and the news is due out, and then you're watching for your entry point, you've done all your homework and you're trading exactly according to your plan, so you're in control. And then the perfect entry point shows up about 12, 15 minutes before the news is supposed to come out. And what does that mean? Well, we all know as traders, the news can do some funky things to the markets. So you do nothing because you're in control and you're not going to break your rules and all that stuff. So news comes out and the market immediately goes your way. And as it turns out, looking back after 2, 3 days later, that entry 12 minutes, 15 minutes before the news came out was absolutely the perfect place to get position, and you would have done really, really well. So why didn't you take the move? Because you're in control. You're not pushing the limits. You see what I'm saying? How many times have you said, well, it looks like that's about all there is in it. I'm going to go ahead and take that trade off and you bank a nice profit. And then 3 days later, it would have paid you 4 times as much if you would have just waited. Why didn't you wait? Because you're in control and you're comfortable. And if you waited 2, 3, 4 more days, that's going to really press the feelings that you didn't know were there. You didn't want to do that. And so you held back. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad to be in control or to be in position where you feel like you've got good control over what you're doing. What I'm saying is there's a limit to that that's going to cost you more in the long run. You've got to press that advantage when you can. Maybe that could be a goal for you for the next few weeks or months. What is it that I'm going to do to really press my advantage? Can I do that? Will that take my trading to the next level? Okay, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow with tomorrow's daily discipline. And in between now and then, I welcome your comments. Thanks again for playing, guys, and we'll see you in the meetup.